Alright, so today we're going to talk about station models. And I mean, station models, in my opinion, are one of the more easier things to do. You can always refer back to your reference table and take a look at the bottom of page 13, and it will tell you exactly how to do a station model. So here's a basic station model for you, and I broke everything down to make it a little bit more simplistic. So when we look at this, I'm going to point at some things and give you some ideas. So for instance, these guys right here that I'm circling currently are called feathers. They're going to indicate your wind speed. Small feathers, which would be half of this one right here, and I can draw one for you to give you an idea what it would look like, okay, would represent 5 miles per hour, where these two larger ones here represent 10 per. Okay, so in this instance, with the added 5, we'd end up with 25. Okay, the next thing you want to look at is the direction. The direction is right here on what is known as the stick, or that's the way I reference it. And it's pointing northeast. Now, it doesn't mean that the wind is blowing to the northeast. It means it's coming from the northeast, because we name winds from where they come from, not where they're going. The next step is temperature, which over here is 76 degrees, and that's in Fahrenheit. Then we've got dew point, which is 55 degrees, and that is also in Fahrenheit. When these two numbers here, the 76 and the 55, get closer and closer together, the likelihood that there will be precipitation increases drastically. Okay, remember that dew point is the temperature at which dew forms or condensation will occur. Now, that will also increase the relative humidity. So as these two numbers get closer and closer together, your relative humidity will also increase. Okay, next thing I want to point out is the current weather conditions, or what is known as the present weather. The current or present weather right now is going to be raining, and because there's 2 dots, it's moderate rain. Cloud cover can be indicated by right here. It's kind of hard to see the arrow I just drew, so let me change the color on it for you. There you go. So this circle right here indicates the cloud cover. Currently it's 100% cloudy or overcast. The next thing you want to take a look at are these two numbers here on the right side. Okay? The first one here, which I'm going to circle in blue, is your pressure, and the second one, which I'm circling in black, is your pressure trend, which we're going to talk about in a moment. If you take a look, there's a whole bunch of diagrams on the internet that can help you, and if you take a look, this is just one of the ones I came across. It gives you all the present weather symbols, and on top of it also gives you a breakdown of what the different types of, what the different coding is, and where the different variables are located. But if you really want to get down to it, the only thing to know that's beyond just putting things down is the pressure and the pressure trend and how to convert them. On any station model, you're going to end up with a 3-digit number. So for instance, we'll say 323. But that's not actually the pressure. What you need to do is convert it. So what you do is you take a look at the first digit, which in this instance is 3, and you see if it's 5 or greater. If it's 5 or greater, you place a 9 in the front and then a decimal. If it's not 5 or greater, you're going to place a 10. So in this instance, 3 is less than 5, so we're going to place a 10 in front. So it turns out to actually be 1032.3 millibars. If you notice, I'm not saying add 10, I'm saying place a 10 in front, because adding 10 gives the wrong connotation. Now, let's do another one, but in this instance, we're going to put 632. What you do then is, you look at the front digit. If it's 5 or greater, you're going to place a 9 in the front, so you're going to put 963.2 millibars. And that's basically the rule, which is, if the front number is 5 or greater, place a 9 in front. And then your decimal in front of the last digit, and then add your units for millibars. If the number is less than 5, so 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0, you're going to place a 10 in front. The most common thing that I have is you could end up with a number like this, and they tend to knock off the 0. Remember, that's not actually a number yet. What you're shooting for is you have to convert it. So this value now equals, it is 1001.0 millibars. It is not 1.0, which is why that 0 in front, this placeholder, is extremely important. Remember, on a station model, like I said in the beginning, you will always end up with 3 digits. Now for pressure trend, it's a little bit easier. If you notice on the previous station model, I think it was -30 it had. Well, all you have to do to change that is you just add a decimal. And what that means is, in the past 3 hours, it has gone down 3 millibars. So if we ever wanted to know what the pressure was like 3 hours ago, we simply flip the symbol, and then you'd add it to the previous. So let's add this 3 millibars to the previous pressure that we had there of 1001.0. When you do that, you end up at 1004.0 millibars. That is what the pressure was 3 hours ago.